And we are back. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Well, in this case, unpopular opinion while trying to watch my mouth. We'll see. I think I can do it. We'll see. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to both channels. I have to introduce my co-host, Mrs. Besh. I'll say what's up to her.
Good morning. I am still waking up.
Yes, we're trying to get it done early today because we have a lot going on. So we trying to hurry up and get this stuff done. But her information is in my description box. Make sure you subscribe to both channels because the videos or reality TV shows that we recap, she recaps some, I recap some. Whatever is not on my channel will definitely be on hers. Today, we're going to be on her channel for Never Ever Met and also Deb's House of whatever that show is called. I forgot that. Click that quick already. We're going to do those today. So make sure you guys are there. Make sure you guys are at it because we are going to do a lot today. So, our unpopular opinion comes with the question: should Kenya Moore be suspended or fired? Hashtag RHOA, hashtag Kenya Moore. So this comes to us as I reported on an updates video that Kenya Moore was being allegedly accused of providing revenge porn on one of her castmates by the name of Brittany Edie, who is a new castmate on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, Kenya Moore has denied the accusation, and I also made that very clear on my updates video. But now news is reporting, and it's getting around to everybody, that Kenya Moore is indeed being suspended. And this is the source. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So this is the source. So shout out to the Bravo Shade Room for providing us the details. But Bryce Sanders, who is the Real Housewives representative, has spoken. He said, yes, Kenya has been suspended from RHOA and may not return. The rest of the cast is still filming. So this is from Bryce Sanders himself. So immediately after that, Kenya went live and immediately debunked the rumor that she is in fact suspended. So this is what she had to say. Oh, hold on, let me turn the sound on. It would be nice if I do that. Sorry, y'all. So
of building this empire with me, you will be seeing me. I'm not going anywhere. Despite all this stuff that's surrounding whatever this, people decide that they want to write. Thank you, Vaughn. Kenya's a winner. What up, Doe 313? I love you too. Superwoman, single mom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, Drew Sidor News, period. Shout out to Drew. You know what? Drew has been amazing. Drew has been so amazing as a friend. I love getting to know her through, this platform that I'm on. And when I tell you, Drew is doing her thing. So continue to support Drew, continue to support all of my sisters in this game. And I just want people to stop trying to tear down another Black woman's business. Like, it's not that serious. I think that I don't bother people unless they bother me. I'm over here trying to feed my family of two. I have a lot of responsibilities, and I just don't need people just, going out of their way to disparage my, my good name. So yes, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. We want you to win. I stay winning. It is in my blood. Everything, success matriculates around me. So I accept that. God has given me that, but I also give back as much as I possibly can. So I give back to so many charities, so many girls, just in my daily life, my ministry, what I do to help other young girls that are going through tough and difficult times. I give back. So.
Alrighty. She looked good. She does. She definitely looks great. I wonder if she was wearing her wedding ring in that video. I'm gonna have to look at that again because I saw something and I was like, is she still wearing her wedding ring? Kenya.
Kenya's one thing we can say about Kenya from seeing her on this show, no matter how anyone feels about her dating history, every relationship has been toxic. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was still in that damn wedding ring.
I hope not, because I don't want her to. Like, y'all, so for those of y'all who do not know, I have a very big love-hate relationship with Kenya. I do. There's seasons I love her. There's seasons I'm like, oh my God, like Kenya, come on now, you doing too much. And last season I liked her. I did. I enjoyed her very much. So I'm hoping it's the same this season or like thereof. But we have to answer the real question. Me and Mrs. Best both. We have to answer the real question. Do you think Kenya Moore should have been suspended or potentially fired for what she did, Mrs. Best? I have to ask you first.
It depends. It's hard to say. If they showed the receipts online of what was shared, she did list off some things about the lady, but there were not pictures. If I'm going based on that document that I saw online, do I think she should be suspended? No. Um, Here's the thing: Bravo plays favorites a lot across all of the housewives board. What
Hmm.
one housewife does in Miami, then another and gets away with, then another housewife may try that in Atlanta, and then another housewife in Beverly Hills may try
Right.
that. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Right.
all of the housewives watch each other. They are aware of what's popular. They are all wrapped up in some type of scandal right now. So if they suspend Kenya, they need to keep that energy with everyone. Because
I
in my
agree with that.
opinion, Bravo has been letting a lot of people get away with a lot of crap that is not okay and does borderline bullying, a hostile work environment, and other things. So it's like if Bravo is doing this, keep the energy with everybody, including your old white housewives like Kyle.
I agree with that too. I feel like they are quick to hold the fire to the black housewives a little bit more than they do the white ones. I do agree with that. I do agree that they do play favorites a lot of the times, even when it comes to people like Portia, for example. Portia has done a lot on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I feel like because of who she is and her bubbly personality and the way that she's able to maneuver, I think that a lot of people, especially Bravo executives, they tend to overlook it. The same thing could be said about Giselle Bryant. Giselle has done crazy things too on Real Housewives of Potomac, but still, yeah, we still see her. And then she doesn't have a storyline half the time. So we still see her. So I feel like for this one, if it really was what the blogs have reported, like there was nothing that could have been considered revenge P on the actual show, then I don't think she should have been suspended at all. I think that she was just playing fair or playing fire with fire. Whatever
And
happened
the
between the
other
two ladies.
thing, sorry to
Mhm.
interrupt, Bravo, if you're going to film it and then show it on television, don't suspend her. Don't suspend her and then show it to us. Because if it's so bad that someone should be suspended, then that means it's so bad that the audience does not need to see it.
That's a good point.
That would make Bravo complicit in what she's done just as much as her actions, because they are choosing
Absolutely.
to expose that. So, and that's the thing, like we tend to focus, I think, too much as an audience, especially the audiences of color, on, the stuff that's right in front of our face. But then we should be breaking this down and really using our critical thinking skills to look into it, because personally, I don't know about the rest of y'all, I'm tired of NBC, Universal, and Bravo playing with the shows of the African American predominant cast. And it's little shit like that I'm looking at now.
I'm gonna start paying more attention to it because I didn't even think of it like that. But overall, I do agree with you as well. With that being said, too. So Bravo, I hope y'all don't plan on showing. I want y'all to show Kenya's business absolutely because that's part of the reason why she signed on the platform. That's why a lot of like people who are in business, entrepreneurship, go on reality TV is to showcase the businesses to an audience who wouldn't really see them otherwise. But at the same time, if nothing really happened, like we did hear Portia said she did say the word penis and said that's a penis. So there had to have been something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's kind of hard to say what that something was. And then that's what you get for showing Portia big old mouth, the evidence and stuff, because she's going to say it out loud and she's going to say it where people hear it. And I think people are running with that and the
Yeah.
fans be more understanding to her suspension because of what was said, and for Portia to say that out loud like that, I think that that's what really did play a part. Because then now you have fans coming on there, looking at the blogs, watching everybody. Shout out to everybody who reported on this. You're now having all of them come out and saying, "Oh, well, Portia did say penis, so we did hear her loud and clear, so it must be true." So they're playing into the fans already having one foot forward on Kenya's neck, which I think is unfair because Portia could have been looking at anything.
That's true. That's
So I
very
don't
true.
know. That's where my mind is kind of bottom because I'm 50-50. If she
Yeah.
really did this with the malicious intent to embarrass this woman on national TV, then I'm not here for it, and I think she should be suspended. I don't think she should be fired. I don't think she should be fired, period. Because at the end of the day, I've seen people in this particular cast throughout the years do worse than what Kenya is allegedly had done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's why it's important for Bravo. If you did suspend her, you need to keep the same energy. But this could also be them keeping the same energy because we know that New Jersey is not getting a reunion. And pretty much now it's being alleged that the only safe housewives are Dolores, Teresa, and Rachel. So, maybe Bravo's starting their little era of holding people accountable. But Kenya, whether she has the show or not, will be okay.
I agree. I think she will as well. I think that overall her aesthetic, her resume, her go get like because Kenya has been busy lately. She had a movie on
Mhm.
Lifetime from what I saw. So I think she will be okay if she does get fired. But however, like I said, I hope that this wasn't just something that was was not in contingency of this lady having revenge porn. Like I just hope this is just something that she just was saying
We
just to spit off her
also
mouth.
we also have one side of the story. We don't know what this woman did to prompt Kenya to do that. Because what I can say about Kenya watching her on TV, she don't just mess or come for people for no reason. She said it, don't come for me unless I send for you, or she gonna come back at you. So it makes me wonder, like, what did this lady do to her? We only have one side of the story, so hopefully it's worth it and entertaining when it comes
I'm
on
actually
TV
looking to see
again.
if Brittany Eady actually responded. I know she did some kind of response and posted the law, but did she do any responses after the fact that Kenya said that she did not do this? I don't think she did.
No.
I don't think she's come out. Okay, so then it leads me to believe that what you're saying, because I can kind of agree with that. It leads me to believe that something else happened. Hi,
Mhm.
HK_X. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. It leads me to believe that something else did happen, and we're not catching all of what it is, and that's because Bravo's trying to keep the storylines under wrap. And I don't know how, considering um, Portia's in the media every weekend because of her husband. So I don't understand how I really think Kenya messed up.
She did something.
She did something. Yeah, we're not disputing that she
They're
didn't
not
do
gonna
anything.
where there's smoke, there's fire. She did something, but I also think the other chick might have did something too, but it just hasn't made press yet.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm like, I think that there's more to this story, and I think that Kenya is getting the repercussion because she probably did more of the damage, maybe. And I think that that's
Yeah.
probably where we're leaning towards. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is my honest opinion. This is my unpopular opinion. I really don't think she should have been suspended.
Mm.
And the reason being for that is because to me, okay, until I get more context on what actually happened, I'm going to say no on the suspension
Mm.
based on who she is and what she says. Like she goes low. We know when you mess with her, she goes low. She goes for the gutter. We can think of countless times. Remember when she bought the cookie woman? That's the one time I felt like she really was out of line. Is when she bought the cookie lady in front of Tanya. I thought she was out of line for that because that was messed up. I feel
It
like that
was
girl did
funny
not.
though.
It was funny, but I don't feel like that girl did anything that catastrophic for you to bring the woman who allegedly her then fiance, because I don't know if they're still together, her then fiance was messing with. Like that was kind of like, can you come on now? She just showed a wig. Like, come on. And she wasn't even trying to be messy with it. She just happened to have messy ass people sitting with her at the time, Marlo and Portia, who grabbed Marlo was grabbing the wig and playing with it. So I get that that's embarrassing, but at the end of the day, Kenya, come on. But that's what I'm saying. That's the only time really I felt like Kenya was out of line. All the other times we can go back and forth with probably both were wrong in the situation. Between her and Portia, definitely both were wrong. I'm not going to even go there with y'all. When it comes to Kenya and Portia having the beef and how it started, they both were wrong.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
not
I
going to, yeah. So, and anybody with Kenya and Nene, that's a tough one because I could easily say they both were wrong, but I'm sorry, more of the spectrum falls on Nene because I felt like at some point Nene was jealous,
she was tripping the whole
and
week.
I felt like she was tripping because easily Kenya could take the spotlight, and I think that that did mess with her mind a lot. So I don't know, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if Kenya goes back to filming. We don't know. As I said, I don't think she should be suspended until I see what it actually is. Then my mind maybe will change. But as of now, because it's unclear of really what happened, we can't determine. It must have been something big for the Real Housewives spokesperson to come out and say no, she is definitely suspended. So um, Bravo is being sued every day. Unfortunately, it's a liability. But if she signed that contract, she can't sue Bravo for this. Tanya learned that lesson too when they tried to accuse her of the Bolo thing. You can't really sue
Mhm,
Bravo if you signed the clause of the contract. You can't sue
mhm.
them. So this would have been something if Brittany Eady wanted to come out and try to sue, she would not be successful because she is signed to appear and signed the contempt of it being, you're at your own risk kind of situation. So I don't know if they're really being cautious. I think what it is that they're worried about the ratings and how this will look on the franchise because this was Real Housewives of Atlanta was the franchise that put them on the map. So I
I
think they're just being
personally
cautious.
think I personally think something a little bit different from everyone. James had me watch the interview that Kenya did with Carlos King. And I
Hmm.
felt like a lot of the things that she exposed in that interview, she did a really good job. She was very respectful. She was also incredibly honest, which is why she has a loyal fan base. But what I got from that interview is that she's very close friends with Carlos King, who I'm sure Bravo may be salty towards, especially with how he publicly speaks about the network and then goes and plagiarizes several of their shows on other networks. I also feel like a lot of the things that she said in her interview, though I appreciate the honesty, if you look at it from NBC's perspective, they probably wish she wouldn't have said some of those things. Separate from that, uh, I just personally feel like Bravo may have already been looking for a reason to be done with her. And this is probably what put the nail in a little bit of the
I
coffin.
don't think so. And let me tell you why. I think Kenya planted the seed and was being very strategic in setting up the next season of the Housewives based on that interview. I just feel like she knew exactly what she was doing and she knew exactly what because she was very strategic. In that interview, she has said when her and Portia came on, they didn't even know they were on the show. So the fact of the matter is that when they got on the show, all of what you were seeing was authentic because they really did not get along and they really did not like each other based upon that first encounter because that was the first thing they both had filmed was her event. So it was a strategic way of saying because she's that's not the first time she has said that her and Portia has saved the franchise. She also said it on Speak on It with Candy that because of her and Portia, that's what saved the show. So for me, think that she was being strategic because Portia at that time was not considered to come back.
I agree with HK's comment. I'm telling y'all, like all that stuff you're saying that Kenya exposed, I don't think the network wants that exposed because it makes it look like, okay, well, why do you have to assert your value and say you saved the franchise? Because back then, which they did kind of save the franchise, in
I
my
was just going to
opinion.
say, if it's true, I'm going to
But
speak
back
on it.
then, the network was like much. They did. We didn't hear as much. There wasn't as much rumors. Social media wasn't where it was today, to where we could
Hmm.
get all the updates and
Right.
things. So things like that didn't come out. We just saw it on the show. We would have never known that that wasn't even supposed to be in there. So I feel like that's probably why the network
Well,
don't mess with her. And I also don't think Andy likes her. You can tell at the reunions because he always plays favorites.
no, because she wasn't gonna kiss his ass like Nene did. That was the whole point.
Exactly.
That was the whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. But no, I'm gonna say it like this again. I get what you're saying. However, she did the interview with the intent that Bravo was going to recast everybody. So she wasn't really exposing it as a way where she was still under contract to say this is what happened. She was exposing it in a way where she was saying, look, because of me and this young lady, they had record numbers. And I don't know what they're going to do today because if they recast everybody, I don't think they would have that same magic. Bravo watches this stuff and be like, yeah, she's probably right. If they bring back Portia and Kenya, then that is going to set the fan base off because secretly a lot of fans love when these two get along. They love
Yeah,
when these
they
two are
do.
friends.
They
They
do.
love when these two are posting together on social media. They love it. So I think that for Kenya, that was a staple to say, y'all can recast if you want to. However, you had magic. And because I'm cool with her today, y'all can still have that same magic because we're going to give you a show, regardless if we're beefing or getting along. We're going to give you a show. But Kenya's coming. I think Kenya and Portia sat down and they formed their alliance to be the dynamic duo that's going to get everybody else in line. I think that that's really because Portia had a stiffness with one of the other ladies on the show. So it was kind of like, okay, so they're trying to do a tit for tat where they're just going to do how Kenya did when she first came out. Remember how she was just running through everybody, trying to get in good graces. She got into it with Phaedra. That lasted for 3 seasons. She did get into it with Cynthia, but they were able to turn around. Then she got into it with Nene. They were able to turn that around. So I think what she's doing is she's playing a game of chess. She knows that the fans want Portia back for whatever reason. The fans want Portia back. But it would be smart to cast me as well because she and I are getting along right now. It was just strategy. That's just all she did. And it worked. But because of this happening, I don't know how much it's going to work now. I don't know where Portia's feet are today, but I just know that I don't know still, yeah. I don't think she should until I see what happened. I don't think she should be suspended because to me, this is like playing a game of spades. You just threw out your joker. And now you have to play the rest of your hand. And you only got one joker left. So I'm just like, okay, do y'all really think this is the move? Bravo. We get what happened. We understand if this really did I hear what audio? Oh, with the yeah, I said it earlier. If you're talking about the Portia thing, where Portia let it out there was a penis, yes, I did hear the audio, and I just said it earlier. Sorry, HK_X. I don't know if that's what you meant, but yes, I did hear that audio. But as I said, that could have been anything, and the cameras could have been down at that time. We don't know what happened. So until I see what happens, I don't want to really farm. But this really was a question for y'all. Do y'all think she should be suspended? Let me know in my comments. Let me know why she should be suspended or even fired. Do you think she should be fired? I honestly don't think so. I just don't. I do think it's wrong. If this is what she did, I do think it's wrong. But like we said, I've seen housewives do worse and still have a job.
Yes, thank you. But like HK just commented, and we had talked about this earlier too, when it comes to the
Mm-hmm.
African American housewives, there's a different like standard. It's not in a good way. So it's
Absolutely.
unfair. It's definitely unfair. But NBC, they think that they can just throw some shows on there. They gave us Summer House Martha's Vineyards. They said, look, you got a cast full of black people. There you go. We're not racist. We're not prejudiced. We're not any of this. I don't trust any of it. But, you know, either way, I hope Kenya comes back because I don't have the same faith in Portia as many of the rest of y'all do. I like Portia because she'll like call stuff out in front of people's face in a conversation. But when it comes to her being called out or accountable, sharing her life, telling the truth, she always runs. So I don't
This is
really
what
care.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I was done.
This is what I'm gonna say about Portia. All this that's happening in the blogs today with Simon cease and desisting the Rolls Royce and cease and desisting her filming in their marital home, all of this would make it on the show. That's all I'm saying. Especially if you won these cases, Portia, which I feel like all she has to do is show the judge the Facebook photo and the message behind what he said on the Rolls Royce, and she'll win that case too.
She needs
Because
to at least talk about how messy he's being online. If you can't show your house, that's fine. If you can't film with him, that's fine. But you can talk about the things that are public. That you're not legally inept from doing that. So she can definitely talk about what we've seen because I want to hear about it.
Me too.
This African man is running amok on the internet.
I mean, that lawyer got to be rich as hell. I know that. I know, like,
I had to
that
go
retained that.
when is he going to be deported? Why is he traumatizing all of us when he's not even supposed to be here? What is the government doing? When are they going to deport his ass?
Well, like I said, Portia better talk about this because that's all I want to know. I don't care about
Right.
nothing else. I want to know about why you still in this man's house. Why you still? Well, no, I would still drive my Rolls Royce. I don't care about that. I'm actually on Portia's side with that one. I'm still driving my shit that you gave to me as a gift. Sorry, you shouldn't have bought it. That's how I feel. I think Kenya. I think what Kenya did wasn't cool at all. The audio was not a good look. It wasn't. It wasn't a good look at all. But at the same time, I have to play fair. What did Brittany Edie do that would have caused? Because we know Kenya just don't start people without a reason. We've never seen her just start something without a reason. There has to be some. There has to be something this lady had did. I'm not saying she was justified in retaliation against this lady. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is there has to be something. I don't think Kenya did this out of nowhere, y'all. If this is what she did, I don't. We don't know what happened. All we heard was the audio, and we heard Portia say penis a couple of times in the audio, which does look incriminating. But at the same time, that could have been anything. So we don't know until we see it. If Bravo decides to air it, which I'm having a feeling Bravo's not going to air it. So, and I'm gonna say Bravo, y'all gonna mess up in that call center. I'm gonna call y'all out when it comes to me recapping the show. So be ready for that. But that was it, you guys. We got to go over to Mrs. Best channel because we have 2 shows to recap on her channel. So I hope to see you all there. Once again, if you're not subscribed to my girl, Mrs. Best, her information and link to her channel is in my description box. Please subscribe to her channel because the shows that we don't do on my channel, we definitely do on her channel. But I want to thank HK_X for being in the chat with us. Thank you so much. I always appreciate when you are here with me. Later today, I will have chapter 10 through 12 of Fraternity Wrote the Pledge, my first published book. We're going to do a read along for that one. I'm keeping it short today because I am busy today. So we'll see what happens there. But I hope to see you guys all there. And Mrs. Best, thank you for coming on here on such short notice. I appreciate it.
Yay.
And I will see you guys on her channel. Have a good day, guys. Bye.